The track team was down in Des Moines at Drake Stadium this weekend, and we had a pretty solid outing. We had some kids that did a nice job. Kelsey Sukavati continued to do well in the shot put. She followed up her 51-foot throw a week ago with another 50-foot plus, which is her second best of her life, so thrilled with that. Jordan Williams still undefeated in the discus. He won that. The morning, not great conditions for the discus throwers, but he still competed really well, and I thought looked terrific. Weston Reiselman, he's our freshman long jumper. He did a really nice job. He's really starting to figure some things out. He set a big PR in the long jump, so pleased with that. Jesse Davenport did a really good job in the 400. He improved his time significantly. Big seasonal PR just off his lifetime best. Took second to a really talented kid, so he looks good. Darian Thompson, another 400 runner for us for the women. She set a nice PR in the 400 as well. Scotty Schoen had a big day. She just off her PR in the 1500, but then she came back with a group of 800 runners that was really a thrill. I think probably the highlight of the meet. The women's 800, we had 5 girls in one section, and all 5 of them set personal bests. Pretty good personal best. So we had Emily McCarthy, followed by Amber Clock, Alex Wilson, Scotty Schoen, and Molly Cashman. So I don't know that I've ever seen that before, having that many athletes in one event setting personal best. So that was terrific to see. Coach Paulson's done a nice job with those kids this year. In the hurdles, Sebastian Barth, 2 weeks in a row he set personal best. This week he won the event in, like I said, not the best of conditions. We had a lot of headwinds in those straightaway races, but he looked great, and technically he's really starting to clean up his race, and he's running very consistent and very well. Paige Knodel, it seems like I talk about her every week. This week, no exception. She opened up in the 400 hurdles and set a lifetime best, number 3 all-time, Northern Iowa, won the event easily, and wasn't that clean of a race. She's got a lot of room to improve, so we're looking for her to do some big things in that. The meet closed out with 2 4x4 efforts that improved us on our Missouri Valley rankings. The women took second place, but big seasonal best for them. They look pretty strong. The men, they ran all by themselves and still ran the seasonal best, and are just number 2 now on the list. There's 0.6 of a second separating the top 5 4x4s in the conference right now. I still feel like we have the best team, but we're going to have to prove it, and we're going to have to run just a little bit faster. That was it for the Jim Duncan meet, but on Wednesday and Thursday we sent our freshman Brandon Mortensen to a decathlon over at Western Illinois. It wasn't on our schedule. It was one of those things that he has never done one before. He's still learning the events, and we want him to compete at the Drake Relay, so we thought we'd put him out there. He did a terrific job. He scored 64.49, which for his very first decathlon is a pretty good score. We feel pretty good about it. So we expect him to improve, quite a bit throughout the year, but he's doing a good job. We've been thrilled at his progress, and he had to learn most of the events. He knew how to hurdle, he knew how to high jump. Beyond that, we had to teach him about everything. So he still has a number of events that trip him up on occasion, lots of occasions, but he's getting better, and that's the whole point. So overall, solid week for us. We're 4 weeks out from the conference now, and it's time to step it up and start really putting some consistently strong performances out there. I think probably the weather that we've been experiencing has got a couple of them down, but we met after the meet, and this is Iowa. I mean, if you grow up in Iowa, you compete in Iowa, and you're not tough, something's wrong, okay? So we need to be the toughest kids out there. I don't care if it's 30 degrees at the conference meet. I mean, this is Northern Iowa, and these are Northern Iowa kids, and we're done dealing with the weather. I don't care what we have. We're going to be putting up big performances, and the kids are going to be mentally tough for practice and competitions from here on out. Next week, we go to Illinois State for a triangular against Eastern Illinois and Illinois State, and then we'll follow that up with the Drake Relays, and we'll have lots of folks out there hopefully doing some good things. Are there any questions?
I know you won't know until later this week, but what is your prediction for how many you'll get down the Drake?
Well, this year we're trying to put as many relays on the track as possible, and we're backing off on the individual events. And because we're doing that, I feel pretty strongly about getting those relays in. I don't know that we entered a relay that we're not going to get accepted into the meet. The only open events that we're really going after are Paige in the javelin, in the 400 hurdles, Sebastian in the high hurdles. We have a handful of individual kids that we're going to let do their events. Most of the kids, though, are probably looking at relays. So I think we're going to, based on our entries, I think we're going to have some terrific representation out there.
Do you expect any movement these next couple days before the lists come out?
Possibly. I don't know. For our kids, the ones that we think are going to get into the meet, I don't know that they're going to need to improve what they have. We got a couple. You know, we've entered more, and you never quite know. But I know that the folks at Drake are really good to us in terms of our entries. Are really fair with getting us in when we deserve it. So I don't really anticipate too many surprises in that regard.
With about 4 weeks to go to the conference meet, how do you like the progress of this team, both men's and women's, and how they're coming together? Sounds like there's some great individuals. Team-wise, though, how do you?
Well, we need to step up. Like I said, this week, I think the kids were a little bit down. I didn't see the intensity that we've been seeing all year, and there's logical reasons for that. They're I'm sure a little bit frustrated they haven't had any warm weather yet, but that's tough. It's too bad. It's the way it is sometimes in track, certainly in the Midwest. And so, I think we're fine where we are on paper, but we need a spark now. We need the kids to just make up their mind that we're going to be great this year. And we do have some. We have a really good team, but we can't win with a bunch of individuals. We have to do it as a team. That we have to create that synergy that Northern Iowa's always been about. And so that's going to be the mission from here on out, and I feel pretty good about our ability to pull it off and put some great performances out there. The conference meet is at Drake Stadium. These Iowa kids always compete well there, and they're really tough and they're really excited about it. Month out, we're going to ratchet things up, and our expectations are very high of the kids. Thanks. Go Panthers.